What's going on, everybody? Don from Kenya Goodness TV, and I'm back here in another match preview. So you already know today, East African time, my time actually, it's going to be Arsenal versus Aston Villa. So we're basically hosting the Villa side. And like I was saying, the thing is this: when I'm playing against Aston Villa, you know it's always a tough game. Uh, um, what's his name? Unai Emery, former Arsenal coach. The guy he always wants to prove a point. And you know, also the goalkeeper in this kind of game, that's when he usually turns up. Emi Martinez. For me personally, I actually think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. And definitely expect today's game to be one of those difficult games. Guys were getting excited about the Spurs game, but believe when I tell you today's game against Aston Villa is going to be tougher than the Spurs game. So the thing is this, like, when it comes to Aston Villa, they've been quite inconsistent as far as the Premier League is concerned. The games they've been losing. I don't know position they're currently sitting in, but they're not really in the top for the moment, if I'm not wrong. So it's been like an on and off kind of swing for Unai Emery. But the thing is this: when he usually play against us, he always stands up. And believe when I tell you, today's game is going to be more of a battle in the midfield. That's it. So like we'll basically talk about the players, talk about tactics and whatnot. But the thing is this: like today's game, expect some hard running. Expect it to be a hard running game, yeah. And in simple terms, basically to set up properly. And let me just actually go back to the Spurs game. When it comes to the Spurs game, I wouldn't be carried away with that game because clearly Spurs, they had injuries on their side. We also have injuries on our side, but at the same time also you can also say that they're not really been good. They're currently sitting, what position are they? Are they sitting 13th in the Premier League, if I'm not wrong? Yeah, it's a North London derby. They always stand up, but the Spurs side right now, they're not really as good as they were actually 2 seasons ago. So it wasn't really a side by the two, to basically, give us nerves or anything. In fact, looking back at that game, it's a game that we should have won. We should have won actually 5, but the chances we missed so many chances, and that is what actually really worries me in today's game, because if you look at Aston Villa, they have quite some dangerous players. Yeah, Leon Bailey, Ole Watkins, the attacking forwards. I mean, they have players who actually hard running players. Their midfield, Amadou Onana, John Mikin. I mean, they steal elements. They have some hard running players. So that midfield, it's going to be a battle in the midfield and the battle in the forwards. So like we need to set up properly, and we'll in a couple of minutes we'll basically go to our starting 11. But as before I actually say that, let me just take this opportunity to, first of all, thank everybody who's actually subscribed to this channel. We're actually heading to 2,000 subscribers. So big up yourself if you subscribe. Welcome to the community. Just ensure you subscribe, smash the like button, and we're always here. Yeah? Let's support our team. Let's just make sure that we rally behind these guys and see if we can actually win this Premier League this season. Yeah. So having said that, we're basically in the title contention. What really makes this thing very interesting is, guys are talking about the title race beginning. I think we're still far from the title race beginning. For me personally, from what I've seen over the years, especially with these small margins, this small goal difference, this small point difference, the title race usually begins 10 games to the end of the season. I feel like this thing, Liverpool have actually allowed us to get back in that position of being title contenders, because they've dropped points. Yeah, they've dropped points. I think like 2 games now they've dropped points. They dropped points against Nottingham Forest. You saw the game they played. It's actually cracks on their side. Also have injuries at the moment. Jota, I also most recently saw that Jota is actually out for the game they're playing against Brentford. And Brentford is actually a tough side, so expect teams to draw points. We're also going to draw points, but we've dropped enough points. That's the thing, we've dropped enough points. So like in simple terms, we basically need to go on a run right now. If you are thinking about title contention, I look at this season, it's more of like a mirror of last season, because last season are basically in the same kind of predicament thing. Yeah, going out of the FA Cup in the third round, you know, being kicked out of the Carabao Cup. And then we basically just put our energy and focus on the Premier League, and we went on a run. And surprisingly, if you guys remember, today's game, the game against Aston Villa, that is the game that actually led to us losing the Premier League. Mikel Arteta didn't set up properly in that game. He played the usual overthinking, basically led to us losing that game. And you know, if you guys remember, one of the most hurtful moments by day for us, you know. Listen, let's even move on. I don't even want to talk about that. So it's still within reach. It's still within reach. So let's go on a run. But as much as we're talking about going on a run, and even in Mikel Arteta's press conference, he said that he needs help. He honestly needs help, and I think this goes back to the board and the ownership. If you guys are interested in us winning the Premier League, if you guys want to show some sense of ambition, give Mikel Arteta help. That is just I'm not talking about. I know guys will come in and tell me that he spends 700 billion and whatnot, but I'm specifically talking about the current predicament we're in. We need to sign a center forward. You all know we are desperate. We have, our attacking forwards. Jesus is out with an injury. Bukayo Saka is out with an injury. So neither do I say more. It's simple terms. We need to sign players. We need to sign, especially that attack. That attack looks very completely blunt, so blunt. So at this point, I think we're now basically looking the ownership. Yeah, just back up Mikel Arteta in this transfer window and do it fast. I mean, the thing is this, I've been watching transfers. We've been linked to. I saw that they were linked to Sesko. Listen, I don't want to get excited over anything because I've seen this script over the years being linked to who, and then the last 10 minutes basically just get some players that anyway, let me not even say that. Let me not say that. But sign a center forward. Yeah, sign a center forward. So now let's now talk about the game. Now, in the starting 11. For me, this game, I actually read some. I don't think Saliba. I did see Saliba in training, and we've been having rumors that he picked up an injury. So I don't know how that's going to be. If he's not around, I don't know how we're going to set this thing up. But if Saliba is not, just have in mind that Saliba might not be available for this game. If he's not available for this game, then we think the center forwards will have Gabriel and Kiwior. Very nervy guy, very Kiwior, man. I honestly cannot trust him. Yeah. So the wing backs, Jurgen Timber and Lewis Kelly. Yeah, I think it's been proven. Lewis Kelly, for me personally, and I'm sure even most guys can attest to this. I personally think he's a better left back than Califiori. Yeah, so I mean, it's really, I know that it's really going to give Mikel Arteta a headache. I mean, an academy player versus a player you signed 45 million. I mean, yo man, this looks very very interesting. So for me, I think today's game, they will my left back. I'll play Lewis Kelly. He's proved to be ready for the Premier League. Yeah. Then the midfield. Now, this is where you need to set up properly, because you know that when it comes to Unai Emery, he's going to set up his midfield properly. That midfield of Amadou Onana, that midfield of Tielemans, McGinn. Man, what was his name? Was it Ross Bakley, if I'm not wrong? Yeah. So that midfield, you need to set it up properly because it's going to be the battle in the midfield. You all know that their attack is actually better than our attack. So the midfield, Declan Rice, just keep it the same way he played against Spurs. Please, Mikel Arteta, if Saliba is injured, don't overthink things. Yeah, and take Thomas Partey to the. Please, I'm begging you, Mikel. Don't overthink this. Don't overthink this. Yeah, the best midfield I think we have right now in our team is Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Thomas Partey. them playing in those positions. Even the Spurs game, I think the battle was in the midfield, and we went to war and they won the battle in the midfield. So set up the midfield properly. Then now in our forwards, oh man, this is when it actually gets very, very tricky. Trossard had a very, very good game. And that's the finishing I saw from Trossard in that NLD game. That's what we expect from our attackers, yeah. So him being played an alright game, I think I'll give him a start. Then now our center forward, yo man, this is when it actually gets very, very, very tricky. Havertz, and let me say this: whatever has been going online, whatever we've seen on social media, that is just nonsense. In footballing terms, that is just not sportsmanship. That is just stupidity. I mean, why would you send attack threats to an unborn baby and the family? Yeah, it's the world is sick. The world is sick. But in footballing terms, let's just call it as it is. Havertz he's not been doing well. He's been well, you can say in the North London derby, there's some form of he tried, but you could see mentally, man, he's drained, and he looked really, really drained, and it's quite unfortunate that that happened. But I think a good player, a mentally strong and fit player, basically uses that by the as fuel to perform well. You also what let me give you an example by the Bukayo Saka. If you guys remember in the Euros when they basically lost in the penalties, if you guys remember, the guy faced racial abuse. The guy was abused. The guy was him, Sancho, Rashford. But my favorite player actually used that as fuel to actually propel his level of being taking it to the next step was Bukayo Saka. And you also saw what he did when he came back to the Premier League. Bukayo Saka turned up. So that's what I'm saying. A player who's mentally strong and mentally fit uses that by their fuel to perform better. I don't want this situation of by okay. And that is just how sorry actually sorry about that. So I was saying that is just how the world works. Even we at work, I'm sure even the people wherever you are by there in your workplace, if you're not really performing well or things are not really going as per the way you actually highlighted by there in your CV. I mean, what do you expect your boss to do? What do you expect people? Do you expect people to be happy with you? And some people actually take advantage of that and bully you. But I mean, you sit down and say, okay, now listen, I'm just no. You rise up against that, yeah. So Kai Havertz, listen, pick yourself up mentally. I know the world is sick. The football world there's some fans who are just crazy, but use that as fuel, man. Use that as fuel to because obviously he's going to start in this game. Yeah, other than Havertz, who do you expect Bade to play in that center forward position? So if you're given a chance in today's game, up front in the goalkeeping position, just finish. Now the right hand side, listen, man, stinkers, Martinelli, and then Sterling, both of them really can't trust both of them, but they're the ones we have at our disposal. As I'm saying, listen, the ownership, please back up Mikel Arteta. It's obvious we are struggling up front, so back up the coach. Hello, back up the coach. Because we have up front, man, things are not working. Things are not working with Martinelli. Things are not working with Sterling. Things are not working with Havertz. So how do you expect us to score goals? Yeah. So listen, between the two, just rotate it. Whoever is going to start, I really don't care. Just rotate it if possible. Anyway, uh do I even want to give score predictions? But anyway, let's 2-1 to the Arsenal. Yeah, 2-1 to the Arsenal. Anyway, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know of your score prediction. Let me know of your squad prediction as well. Yeah, and I'll be seeing you guys on the in the live stream. Come on, you Gunners.